This is Big TRELL'Z Vlogcast. Hey, don't call it no podcast. Yeah, this is Big TRELL'Z Vlogcast. Hey, don't call it no podcast. Yeah, this is Big TRELL'Z Vlogcast. Hey, don't call it no podcast. Yeah, this is Big TRELL'Z Vlogcast. Hey, don't call it no podcast. Yeah.
What up? What's happening? What it do? It's your boy Big TRELL'Z. Big TRELL'Z Vlogcast. Give yourself a round of applause, please. Clap for yourself. Be your number one cheerleader. Be your number one motivator. Let's get into this video. I done a video on him last week, I believe. This is another video by Boyd Cluess. And the title is called The iPhone Hack That Could Empty Your Bank Account in 10 Seconds. Now, he's like a cybersecurity guy, so he's giving you tips and information on how to keep your money right, how to keep your identities right from being stolen. So let's get right into the video. There you go.
Did you know there's a flaw in the iPhone that allows attackers to completely drain your bank account? And it only takes about 10 seconds for it to happen.
5-10 seconds.
All right. iPhone users. As an Android user, I just want to let you guys know, we don't care. We don't care that you have an iPhone. We're not obsessed with iPhone users, with Apple users. Android users, I like Samsung. Android users we're not obsessed with you guys like you guys are with us. They give you all this advice. They want to tell you why you should get an iPhone and all this other stuff. When Android people, we just walking around, we don't care. We're walking around minding our business because we genuinely don't care what you have. And then you guys say that Androids is worse than iPhones and all this with the quality. But you guys are talking about budget Androids. The thing about Androids that I like is they make different levels for people who don't have the money or don't want to shell out over $1,000 for a phone. So they got some budget phones, which makes sense, right? So the stuff you're comparing to, you're comparing a budget Android to an iPhone. You're not comparing the high level Androids to the iPhone. And even if you are, the iPhone is not that much better. Look at the iPhone 16 coming out. The iPhone 16 is the iPhone 15, which is the iPhone 14, which is the iPhone 13. You guys get one upgrade every year. You get one little minor upgrade, and then you guys run out and buy the same phone. That's like Jordans. You guys run out, buy the same phone over and over again, and we don't even care. We minding our business. It's just so funny. You guys are so bougie when it comes to phones, but your phone is not better. I don't care what you say. Your phone is not better. Stop it. All right. Now that I got that off my chest, because we genuinely don't care. You don't see a bunch of Android users running around behind people who have iPhones. And when they say they got an iPhone, we don't turn up our nose. We don't do none of that. None of that. You guys buying the same. You got your iPhone 16 is an iPhone 12 probably.
Seconds. It got to that fast.
Don't at me either.
Where I can do it just right there.
In this video, I'm going to describe and tell you exactly what this problem is and how you can address it so that you are safe and your bank account doesn't get drained. Hey, cyber heroes, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Boyd Cluess, internationally recognized cybersecurity expert. And if you want to join me on this journey, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the red bell so that you're notified whenever I drop new content. Let's go. All right, cyber heroes, I was recently watching this story on the Wall Street Journal of how this hacker ring was literally generating millions of dollars by using people's stolen iPhones. And it just blew my mind because the concept itself is so simple and so is the attack vector because we make it entirely too easy. Man. So in Minnesota, there is this hacker ring. There's this guy by the name of Aaron Johnson. And Aaron Johnson, they use a social engineering tactic in order to steal people's iPhones and their informations and ultimately drain their bank accounts because of this flaw that's in iOS. And it's way too simple. And the reason why it's too simple is because we live in a world of convenience. It's way too easy for me to log into my bank account on my phone, to log into my medical charts, depending on what medical facility I go to. All of our information is on this small device. The challenge is it's protected with a password, and passwords are just inherently bad, right? If you're not familiar with what social engineering is, you've probably gotten an email trying to phish you, telling you that you won $1 million from a Nigerian prince that happened to be your second cousin. Just send me your bank account information and we'll wire you the money. You will not believe how many people actually fall victim to that. Man. What they were doing is they were preying on college students that were looking for drugs, and they would schedule these meetups for them to purchase the drugs. And so what the attackers would do is they would take the person's phone and say, hey, I'm going to send you this information on your phone so you can get this, so you can pay me. And what Aaron's team would do is they would pretend like the phone had locked and say, hey man, your phone locked. Can you give me your password so I can unlock it? They give them the password, and that's where the game is over, guys. Game over. In about 10 seconds, what they would do.
Why would you give somebody your password? So do they physically type it in themselves, like the phone owner, or are they telling this person the password and then they unlock it? Why would you give somebody your password?
Is they would change the person's password, remove Face ID, turn off Find My iPhone. And sometimes they would physically harm the person who they stole the phone from, or they would just run off and leave. At the end of the day, if I scheduled a meetup to buy drugs, am I really going to call the cops?
Right.
Of course not. Of course not.
Right.
So what they would do is they now have control of the person's iOS device. And you may be thinking, all right, Boyd, so they got access to the phone. Now what? I mean, what does that even mean? Many people have their credit cards built into the iOS wallet. And if the attacker has now replaced their passcode and added their face, guess what they now have access to? Your money. So what they would do is they would go to stores like Target, Walmart, and they would shop. They would go to the Apple store. They would buy MacBooks, iPads, iPhone. They would buy a bunch of things and eventually sell those items and turn it into cash. But that was just one of the attack vectors. What they would also do is log into the people's bank accounts as well as transfer money. They would send money to different locations. Because remember, if you have enabled Face ID and you're using the password keychain, all it takes is either your face or the passcode to unlock that device to access all of your sensitive information.
Dang.
Even if the password didn't let them log in, what's the second piece that's on the phone that would give the attacker the information to access the bank account? The email. It would be way too easy for them to do a forgot my password on the victim's bank account information.
Wow.
And what does that bank account gonna do? The banking company? They're going to email you some type of confirmation or send a text message for a confirmation. I wonder where that text message is gonna go, right? So they literally had complete access to people's bank accounts, fortunes, crypto wallets. They were able to access that. And the other thing that Aaron mentioned is oftentimes people had passwords, social security numbers, all type of sensitive information right in the iOS app itself, in the iOS notes. And one of the biggest challenges is getting people to separate the access of Face ID and these stored passwords for their apps. And what was intended by Apple to be a level of convenience has turned into a huge money-making opportunity for cyber criminals. And so I want you to think about this on a personal level, but also on a corporate level. Imagine all of the company secrets that are kept in a person's email, especially if it was an executive. Someone had their iPhone stolen. So one of the things that Aaron mentioned is they would be in bars in different locations and they would follow people and secretly record them, watching them put in their iPhone passcode. Maybe they bump into them, they pickpocket, take the phone, turn off Find My iPhone, change the passwords. Now they have access to this. This is why companies put MDMs on mobile devices. MDM is mobile device management. This allows a company's IT team, the security team, to remotely wipe or disable an individual's phone if it is lost or compromised. And this attack vector itself is why people like you are needed to become cybersecurity professionals, to ward off evil and fight evil. Because again, convenience turns into security risk, and it happens every single day. But Apple has since attempted to address this security feature, so it's not all bad, but you have to have an updated version of iOS 17. So inside of the settings in the iOS, so if you were to go to settings and then go to Face ID and passcode, and then of course you got to put in your passcode, there is a section in there that says stolen device protection. And what this will do is allow, or should say not allow, individuals to make purchases or turn off certain features on the iPhone if this iPhone is in a location that it's not aware of. So with that being said, you have to allow Apple to track your location if this feature is going to work. But my recommendation is to not store your passwords, especially in the iOS vault, and make your password as complicated as possible. Not just a 4-digit or 6-digit PIN, but add letters to it and make it as complex as possible. And whenever you can, remove automatic login on your banking information, especially on your apps that contain sensitive information about you, because somebody could change the face or change your code and pretend to be you and have all the access in the world. Well guys, if you got some value from this video, or if you have any additional questions about other iPhone risk or cybersecurity concerns, drop those in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next video where we'll talk about the next exploit that's out in the wild. So remember guys, stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Man, that's some good information. I'm not even being funny about, Android and iPhone users, but that's some good information, dog, because people are so clever. If I always say, if these thieves, if these people who come up with these plans, with these ideas, if they use it for good to actually make a business, if they use their talents to actually make a business, they would be rich. They would be rich, but that is crazy. So that's for you iPhone users. I don't know if there's something going on with Android that maybe I'll run across a video. I'm gonna check out his video, see if there's something for Android that we can help better protect ourselves. One thing I could say, I think Android has a lot more security features. I'm not used to iPhone. I don't know all the security features and how they work, but when I mess with my Android, there are so many so many different things that you can do to protect your phone, your valuables on the inside, that it's crazy. But I'm sure just like Apple, Android can get hacked, anytime. It's probably something that I haven't seen, but that's for you iPhone users. Stay protected, keep your money right. I ain't gonna make no iPhone jokes. We're just gonna go ahead and get out of here. Hope y'all having a great day. This is your boy, Big TRELL'Z Vlogcast. Keep your money safe. Keep your phone safe. Keep your identity safe. Let's get it. Get it.